There have been innumerable tales and legends passed down from generation to generation that tell of magnificent artifacts from all over the world that have mysteriously vanished without a trace. For some of them, we do not have any proof that can be considered conclusive, while for others, it is obvious that they existed at some point in history, but that they have mysteriously vanished, either by being buried in secret places or being stolen and lost. After decades of seeking, it seems improbable that any of these treasures will ever be found. Nevertheless, if they were, they would certainly alter the course of history and add to our understanding of the past. There are an infinite number of lost artifacts across the globe, but only a select few hold a place in history that is uniquely significant. The mysterious occurrence at Victorio Peak. An inconspicuous mountain in the southern part of New Mexico called Victorio Peak is located in a mountain range that is not very well recognized. It is said that a treasure that surpasses all others has been hidden for decades in a cavern that is located on that mountain. The treasures are said to be worth billions of dollars, and there are thousands of gold and silver ingots and coins that have been stashed there. Its existence, or the belief that it exists, has been responsible for recovery efforts costing millions of dollars, the flagrant violation of laws and the trampling of legal rights by the United States government as well as dozens of citizens, and the involvement of a wide variety of notorious figures. In addition, its existence has been responsible for the involvement of a wide variety of infamous characters. Also, it is to blame for the number of deaths that have occurred. People from every corner of the globe have, for countless years and generations, been mesmerized and captivated by stories and myths regarding long lost mines and fabled buried wealth. There is a component of human DNA that allows for the acceptance of such things. The continent of North America has been the scene of hundreds of similar stories, and every once in a while, one of these fabled jewels is unearthed there. The Lost Dutchman Mine, which is said to be located in the Superstition Mountains of Arizona, and the so-called Oak Island treasure, which is said to be located in Nova Scotia, are both well-known instances of urban legends that have captivated millions of people. One need not look any further than the incredible treasure mystery that is associated with Victorio Peak if one wishes to write a mystery or thriller that contains colorful characters, murder, unexplained deaths, intrigue, theft, deceit, and political and legal machinations. All of these elements can be found in the Victorio Peak treasure mystery. It is, in point of fact, one of the strangest and most perplexing mysteries in the annals of American history, and it involves what might very well be the greatest treasure hoard ever discovered by man. Ciphers devised by Beale. The Beale ciphers are a set of 3 ciphertexts, and one of them is said to reveal the location of a buried treasure containing gold, silver, and gems that had an estimated value of more than $43 million in January 2018. Comprised of 3 ciphertexts. The first text, which has not yet been solved, describes the location. The second ciphertext, which has been solved, accounts for the contents of the treasure. And the third text, which has not yet been solved, lists the names of the treasure's owners and their next of kin. The tale of the 3 ciphertexts was first told in a pamphlet published in 1885 under the title The Beale Papers. In this document, it was described how a man named Thomas J. Beale hid riches in a remote area of Bedford County, Virginia, around the year 1820. Beale gave a local innkeeper named Robert Morris a box that contained the encrypted communications, and then Beale vanished without a trace, never to be seen again. The legend claims that the innkeeper opened the box 23 years later, and then several decades later, he gave the 3 encrypted ciphertexts to a friend just before he passed away. An event that occurred at Dyatlov Pass. On the first night of February 1959, 9 ski hikers were found dead in the mountains of what is now Russia. The circumstances surrounding their deaths are unknown. On the evening of the event, the group had set up camp on a slope, eaten dinner, and gotten ready for bed. However, something terrible went wrong, and the group never came back. On February 26, searchers discovered the hikers' abandoned tent, which had been ripped open from the inside. The group had left their tracks all about the area. Some of them were wearing socks, some were wearing a single shoe, and some were barefoot. These traces proceeded to the edge of a nearby wood. It was there that the first 2 bodies were discovered, both of them clad in nothing but their underpants and without shoes. But, as the medical examiners inventoried the remains, as well as the other 7 that were discovered in the months that followed, hypothermia no longer made sense as a cause of death after they uncovered the marks of death caused by hypothermia at the scene. The evidence was completely incomprehensible. One of the bodies showed signs of blunt force trauma, which is compatible with a vicious assault. Another body had burns of the 3rd degree. One of the victims had been vomiting blood. One of the victims lacked a tongue, and part of their clothes was determined to be radioactive. The Mary Celeste, often known as a ghost ship. A British-American vessel known as the Mary Celeste was discovered deserted and floating aimlessly in the Atlantic Ocean on December 4, 1872. It was discovered to be seaworthy and had its cargo completely unharmed, except a lifeboat, which seemed to have been boarded in an orderly fashion. Nevertheless, why? Because no one on board was ever heard from again. We may never know the answer. In November of 1872, the ship Mary Celeste left New York Harbor with the intention of arriving in Genoa, Italy. She was commanded by Captain Benjamin Briggs and had a crew of 7, which included Captain Briggs' wife and the couple's daughter, who was 2 years old. The onboard provisions were sumptuous and sufficient to last for 6 months, and they included both a sewing machine and an upright piano. The majority of commentators think that an unusual and distressing event must have taken place before the crew of a ship that was capable of sailing must have decided to abandon the vessel. On the other hand, the most recent entry in the ship's daily log does not show anything out of the ordinary, and everything on board the ship appeared to be in working order. Over the years, various explanations have been proposed for what took place, including mutiny, an attack by pirates, and an assault by a monstrous octopus or sea creature. In recent years, experts have proposed the notion that fumes from alcohol on board triggered an explosion that did not leave behind any indications of burning as a result of a scientific anomaly. Yet, it was horrifying enough that Briggs ordered everyone to get into the lifeboat. How did you like the video? Do you like it? Leave your valuable comments in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube.